we're going to have to move on to our hot topic, which is the fact that the Independent National Electoral Commission on Sunday morning declared Senator Ademola Adeleke the governor-elect of Osun State after scoring a majority of the votes cast in the governorship election in the state. According to reports, Senator Ademola Adeleke of PDP, that the People Democratic Party, obtained the highest number of votes in 17 of the 30 local governments in Osun State. Now, lots of people have celebrated with the PDP. Others have come up with various angles and thoughts on why the current governor was unable to secure a second term. What are your thoughts on this? How do you see this? And does this also show the possibility that INEC is indeed prepared? Because many have also commended the fact that this new system of INEC is showing the voice of the people. So what are your thoughts on this? You can call us on 081-270-53687. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read your tweets. All right, so, I mean, it's many had celebrated over the weekend.
Are we not going on a break?
No, we're not.
No. I was shocked at the transition. Go ahead.
So, yeah, I mean, many obviously have celebrated the governor-elect. You know, people call it the dancing senator. Well, the dancing senator is now a governor. Yeah. He's going to be governor-elect. Yeah. You know, so what are your thoughts, you know, in all the various comments on calling us over the weekend, Mariam?
So, for me, it's the fact that a lot of people commended INEC for doing the right job, doing it well. A lot of people said it was a free and fair election, and that is what I'm most happy about. You see, politicians will do their thing, but we need to have a system that the people of Nigeria can trust. And it looks like Nigerians are finally trusting INEC. Although we know that the APC said that they're still looking into it, that they haven't given their own, sent their own message to him yet, but they're trying to look into it. But for what we have seen so far, it seemed like it was a free and fair election. He won 17 out of 30, you know, local government council. So I'm very proud of that system, and I hope that this is something that we'll see going forward. Many people have also talked about one of the reasons why the incumbent was not re-elected. And there's this thought that they're saying because...
We'll come back to that. Let me hear your own thoughts about the celebration and all the whole elections.
I was happy for him. I don't know him personally, but the energy that was in the air was just refreshing. And the fact that his nephew now was... Yes, was on ground, you know, playing the politics, campaigning. You know, there were a lot of people in their residence. The fans were just there. Like, every person just came out in support of our dancing senator. I always appreciate his dance. You know, some people have yabbed him, you know, to say he's not dancing. He's not dancing. He's not by dancing. But we've had people who have been very, very serious who have not seen anything. Maybe now, when we dance, we can dance into glory.
Hey, nice. I like that. Let me come to talk for your thoughts on the victory and all that.
Okay, so for me, it was a bit stressful because my husband was monitoring
everybody was in situation room. Like everybody we were all there waiting. Numbers are coming in.
Mark, calm down. By Sunday morning, we will know the results. There's no need to be checking. It looks like it's just wait. Let's sleep. When we wake up,
you see from Osun State.
Was it waiting for him?
No. People were sending in messages.
No, he has a friend who is contesting for a political opposition based on APC. So his own calculation was if PDP wins, it might affect his friends' election opportunities, you know. So, but for me, it is, I like when it seems our vote is counting, because one of the biggest challenge towards our electioneering process is that people feel our votes don't count. When we vote, they can still manipulate it at some point, and then we will get a different person. So we've seen it in Edo State. Everybody was shocked because the expectation was you cannot move and decamp and you would win against the federal mind. But we now have a system where people's votes count.
And
Ambra State also happened. Now, so we've had consecutively where people went against the norm, seemingly, and their votes count. So it might start building confidence of people towards the next round of election to go and vote.
I was reading one of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's quotes in the past. He said, there was something like that was really interesting. He said, in a democracy, those who cannot accept the pain of loss do not deserve the joy of victory.
Wow.
This is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu that said this some time ago. And losing is part of democracy.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be part, it's not, you don't win all, you win some, you lose some.
Failure is feedback.
So failure is feedback. So let's go back to the factors many have identified that could have caused the loss, because there were so many. In fact, everybody became a political analyst.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Everybody, it's because of this, that happened, that happened. What are your thoughts? I mean, I'd like to open the phone lines to hear the viewers. What do you think caused Governor Oyetola his second term? What are your thoughts? It's been nice to have a good conversation around this. What do you think? What have you heard?
Yeah, what I have heard, I've heard so many things, but one of the things that stood out for me that sort of made sense is we have a present administration that Nigerians are unhappy with. Yeah. That's the APC. Yeah. And people are going to use their votes to show their unhappiness. And so it will be very hard for people under the APC to win elections in this period. It will have to take people, a person that people know for certain, his personality or that person's personality, to maybe say victory. But if seen under the umbrella of the APC, a lot of people are saying, we're unhappy with what's happened in the last 4 years, especially, 8 years, but especially in the last 4 years when it comes to insecurity. And these are the representatives of this party, and so they may feel that sort of thing. Others
have also identified the rift between himself and the former governor of Osun State. What are your thoughts on? Did you?
We saw it happen with Lagos State, where when the sitting governor is unable to keep the political structure that brought him in, as well as maintain that front, even if you have some support, you might not be able to galvanize. Even if you feel you've done a good job, even if you can reel out your manifestos, the point is, very few cases do you see individuals win without political structure. But there was also one good thing that I wanted to highlight. We had about 50% voters turnout. That means that even though the APC might have maintained their own their electorates, they came out. PDP was able to get more people to come out, and they were able to get new votes, which increased their opportunity to win. Right. So I feel that there's a lot of lessons to learn from this, and I do not like the idea of attributing it to one person. So when I read Adegboyegha's people's attributing his loss to Adegboyega, I felt that we're giving too much power to godfatherism, that we should give the glory to the people who chose, and we had more votes.
And also the process. The process was fantastic. I mean, yes, we're all clamoring for election online voting. Even though you don't have online voting now, but at least for the fact that I can vote, and my results are going straight to the server.
Came out.
Let's go on a break. When we come back, we're going to continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Why Governor Oyetola lost the elections over the weekend, and I was going to come to your thoughts on
Yes, so one of the things I also heard is the fact that Nigerians are tired of the change this change has brought. So they want a different change. And some people have mentioned that although Oyetola himself is a very a good man, a kind man, but they are not really happy with his godfather. They feel like his godfather comes into town to insult the people of the state, and so it was just time they were done with him. But I was more worried that the results that we see is just basically highlighting APC, PDP, APC, PDP. I was expecting Labour Party to have had some form of presence. And, everybody's waiting. We are obedient. We are obedient. We're waiting for the obedience at the presidential level. We're not seeing any obedience in all of this. So by the time we now get to the presidential level and obedience now finally enters, if they even come out to vote in the first place, who are those people he's going to be working with at the local government levels, at the state levels, at the Senate, at the houses of assembly? Is that not what builds up a proper administration? I think we should get real.
Okay, so that's another angle, but let me read a few comments I'm getting here. Somebody said that one of the reasons why Oyetola lost is poor management of Rauf Adegboyegha's internal rancor. Now, my mother-in-law, I mean, she's a pensioner in Osun State, and I know that till today, in fact, till tomorrow, she's still complaining that she's yet to get her gratuity. These are people that have... So a lot of the civil service came out en masse to vote for Governor Adeleke. Also, he's from a very big town, Ede. One of the largest towns, and his competition that Oyetola comes from Iragbaji, like the very, very small town, and people, but you see, he won on the back of the ruling party, the APC, the Adegboyega. That was on the back, but now that he has come in as a governor, he needed more factors. He couldn't just come on his own. So he's a good man, but many have said that Politics, it doesn't have that, you know, because Adeleke is practically loved. Especially from a big town. The people obviously love him.
Talking about how loved he is, I just wanted to put in this. Do we think the Davido factor played a major because I feel, and I say this, yes, Davido happens to be his nephew, but do we want to see more celebrities, high-profile celebrities, be involved in grassroots politics the way Davido was involved? Because in this case, it was his uncle. But just that people have an ideology and decide to back it up and bring fans and followers to participate.
What do you think about that?
So I think that Davido also campaigned for him the last time. You know, and he was very present too, and they were not able to win. Though it was a very close contest the last time. It was really close. Of course, I support the fact that we need to, celebrities have following, and their following can make a difference, especially with the 18 to 23. You know, those young people that probably wouldn't be interested in voting might end up coming for campaigns simply because they want to watch Davido. And when they come for the campaign, they hear what this man wants to do, what he's saying, and they might end up
unfortunately, APC tried to play that card, and they brought in the portable Zazu. Like, what? You can't do portable and Davido. They're like not in the same league at all.
For me, it is. But another part that really worries me, that interests me, not worries me, interests me is that we vote individual now. You know, in the Obaseki case was Obaseki. He changed party, they voted for him. Anambra, Abga, it was the Soludo factor. So we've seen people that, even in the last election, where even though Ekiti State, even though APC still won, the contest was tight, and the next party was an unknown party. It was the Shegu Oni factor. People voted for the person.
People went for.
So we are seeing that voting power. But when you spoke about the drama that happened in the past, all of that, Osun State is a small state in terms of FD, what they will get from the federal government, but a huge state in terms of salary structure. I remember former Governor Adegboyega complaining about the burden of civil service and all of that they need to do. It is not business as usual. It's not like every other state where you think you will get money from the federal government. You need to generate internal income. So
how do you generate in a civil service? It's a civil service state. You are constantly paying salaries.
Gold illegally from Osun State till tomorrow.
They have
and there are opportunities. Lagos State did not have that money. It was when the governor came in and started looking for the money. There is a lot of work for the Adeleke.
I also heard that, I mean, this current governor was paying back a lot of debt from Adegboyegala's time. Because remember, Adegboyega went into serious business. He was collecting money to do all this, all that. He was investing in so many things. And this new governor really had little money to work with. But I just hope that this new governor, aside from the fanfare of his emergence, that there's going to be some real work, and I really do hope he's able, and I feel that he may be able to attract foreign investors because of these new face of people. So these are interesting times. I'd like to open our phone lines again, 081-270-53687, 091-390-7694. Please tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read your tweets. There was a point BC made, and I'd like to go back to that point, because we've seen the Labour Party emerge. Even the Accord Party, we didn't know much about Accord Party, but when Shina Pella went to Accord, suddenly Accord is now on the map, right? So we have these four parties. But you see, the people are voting for the people. So, for example, the Labour Party is saying, I have a presidential candidate I want to run for. What BC is saying is that aside from your presidential candidate, the truth is that your presidential candidate, if he does emerge, might be frustrated out because he doesn't have anybody in the National Assembly. He needs people on ground. He needs people in National Assembly. He needs people in the local government. He needs people state governors, because that's how a big presidency can work better. So don't just think you're waiting to vote for Obi, but you must show up at all the various levels. If not, your key guy might have issues when he gets there. It's not about just bringing him in.
And that's what, you know, we try to tell everyone. It's about, when we talk about grassroots participation, it's not only about making sure that one person, like the mentality of the savior president, one person that's coming to change everything. There is a process, and there are different cadres, you know, there's a hierarchy, and you have to make sure that you infiltrate all these different cadres to make for that president to be able to also make an impact, because you would find that he's there constantly being sabotaged or derailed because of back and forth of politics. You know, politics will also always play a part, but Nigerians, we need to see beyond that. Yeah. We need to make sure that the people we're putting in our local government, in our state, they're the sort of people that want to represent us or have the same mindset and ideology and thinking as the person we think should be the president.
I was also very disappointed with the other musician that came to, you know, campaign. Yes, because what you follow shows who you are. Nigeria needs to get to a point where we forget about the numbers and look at the quality and the values of the people that we want to represent us. So how do you look at that sort of person, and because you feel he has the numbers, what sort of people follow that kind of person? We should ask ourselves this question. We're looking for a country that will change for the better. We're constantly complaining that our youths are wayward. They are not doing this, they are not doing that. And then you bring somebody who represents what he thinks. He's a good human being, but he has some patterns and traits that no parents, okay, let me start from there. No parents wish their child to be like that.
So what I'm saying is that they've reiterated that bad behavior in who they use as their as the person, you know, But this celebrity card is being played by PDP. PDP is, I think this is a new card they are playing, celebrity, because now they're bringing in celebrities. They're bringing in celebrities in the entertainment industry into politics. It's an interesting strategy. That's a different party. Tondo is from ADP.
Let me talk about another part that I feel we don't touch on as much as possible. What makes Nigerians like a candidate is not the policy, is not the strategy, it is philanthropy. What makes Nigerians like a candidate? Why people want to vote for someone? What is godfatherism about? How did somebody become a godfather? It is philanthropy. You know, that person, he paid my friend's school fees. He is the one that paid for this person's healthcare. So everybody sees this man, this very nice man. He's a very nice, he's a giver. We run a stomach infrastructure democracy. So the most kind person, the most generous person tends to get into position of influence. He might not contest, but he holds it.
Okorocha had a fantastic foundation that was feeding people. No, he became governor. Yes, he became governor.
That was how he became a governor. I remember in Ibadan, they said, do you know who Adegboyega was? Adegboyega was giving out cows. If you come to meet him and you want to give money, he said, don't give me money, bring bag of rice. So they bring a trailer of rice and he'll be taken into different local governments. He was not selfish. He was extremely generous, a good person. But how did we vote? We now voted whoever a generous person says you should vote for, which means that we are being bought directly or indirectly. So we must start thinking on this line that as long as we are continuing to follow that godfather that is paying hospital bills, paying all of that, we are still going to be controlled directly or indirectly.
But that's our reality. I mean, that's where we are. Where, listen, it's about people who is helping who. Because when they tell you get into grassroots policy, it's about you offering yourself to go there, check where they need help, who needs this. You are there to succeed. That's how you build followership. But that's how you build followership today.
That won't work for
we will get to the point in future where it's about the issues, not about what you're giving. As of today, we're not there yet.
How do we get to that point? I know a politician that was saying that he didn't go out of his house for like 2 weeks as a local government chairman. Why? He said he didn't have money to give people. Because every day he steps out, he must give out money. This is the reality of our average politician. Every day, you must sort. You get to your office, you are sorting everybody. How do they continue to fund that sorting?
Okay, we have to go on a break. When we come back, we're trying to open our phone lines. I was hoping to get some calls right now, but we have to get some calls. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap up on this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So, I mean, another interesting, as I said, we'd like to hear our viewers call in to share their own thoughts. Another interesting part of this entire election over the weekend was the fact that many of Asiwaju's recent utterances have become brands. Olule, Emilokon. I mean, he said those things and people thought it was going to be for his downfall because I can't show you be saying those things. But now those things have become taglines for everything.
People have picked up.
People have now used it up. I just think that this is something people pay millions to get. A tagline people pay millions for their campaign. But people are now using it as our locum. You know, and I thought that was really interesting because all through the weekend, I was seeing people say, what you do? And I'm thinking, this is something from Ashwaji directly.
Perspective.
Yeah.
It's the power of branding, you know, where you see something that could potentially be harmful, but you give it a different, what's the word? You give it a different, you reframe it.
Yes.
You reframe it into something positive. So you cannot bring me down. What you think will bring me down, everybody now says, Emilio, come.
Yeah. In church, we're using it.
When they say that one at it wasn't Iwo. Eleyi. So all his friends too started calling the government. But they say, Eleyi.
What will be your downfall? Turn around. Let me take this call from Peter from Manchester. Good morning. Are you there?
Yeah, thank you. Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Watch a robust analysis done in your studio, and from my observation, I was able to identify 5 important things about that Osun State governorship election. I think the first thing is Nigerians are not quite happy with the APC performance at the federal level, and I think they are showing it in some states. Of course, each state has its own way of voting pattern. So I think that also reflects in Osun State that they are not happy with the APC at the federal level. And the second thing is you cannot rule out the Adeleke presence in Osun State. The Adeleke family is locked, and they will keep voting for anybody that family presented in Osun State. And the third thing I was able to identify is the issue is the fact that the INEC has improved, because now we know before the politics is people vote at the polling unit and the result changes before it gets to the local government. And once the result is being changed at local government and they take it to the state level, the state collective officer has no right to reject that result. So
you know, I just saw the pictures that were going. Did you see the interview about the man? That they're asking him, I can't say it in English, but I don't know how to do it. But they're asking him that he was an old man, almost 100, or over 100, and he came to vote. And they asked him, why did you vote? He said, I thought that was really interesting.
Okay, so it means that if everybody is carrying something to throw, and you don't join them to carry, everybody will dump it at your doorpost.
Yeah,
so you must get
you have to participate. But let me tell you another thing. That do you think this APC should go back to the drawing board? Especially because you said something that was important, that they are voting for the person, not so much the party. So in this situation, as people are gearing up for 2023 elections, do you think the Osun State performance may affect, or do you think people are only focusing on the person, not so much the party?
Let me quickly disagree with that phone call, because I actually don't think that this election is about the federal government. I think it's about the states. We have seen different states, and we have seen different things go on in different states. So each state is choosing what they want.
Right.
So we shouldn't start concluding that this is the blueprint for federal government. No, the people in the states don't know about federal government or its impact.
They know their pensions, and their gratuity hasn't been paid.
Their salaries are not coming through. Their salaries are not coming through. Many of these states have not paid even health workers. You think those salaries, they will tell their friends and everybody around them not to vote.
My mother-in-law, I know that one. My mother-in-law, she complains every day.
So
she's always, yes, gratuity.
I don't get it.
So
that one, anybody she knows.
She and her friends are always, every time they go there, one issue or the other, they're not collecting their gratuity. So I can understand many of the civil service, I was told, based on the research that came out.
I think you made a good point, but I also think it would be naive to say that it
won't affect.
That the way the APC itself and how the administration for last 4 years has affected people would not affect state or grassroots politics. It plays a major role, because for many people, that's the name you hear, APC. And for them, they've associated it with the fact that there's boundary insurgency and all the suffering. And so that would also affect. But as you said, I see, especially right now, and that's what we're seeing in the Peter Obi, where people are picking people and deciding, I will follow this person.
That's what I'm saying.
And that is what played a role in
That's what I'm saying, Mariam, that people did not, people in Osun possibly did not vote for PDP. They voted Adeleke.
Yes.
So it's not about the party. That's what I'm saying. It's not about the party. It's not about the AP. It's not about I'm voting because I love PDP. It's like, it is Adeleke I love.
Yeah.
So it's the person.
Yeah.
So I love Adeleke and he's not in APC.
Yes.
So I'm voting.
But also,
well, you'll be surprised.
We have Nigerians that are not
It was an APC.
Okay.
They have Nigerians that are not interested in APC. They are not interested in PDP because they will tell you that PDP put us in the trouble that we're in before APC came and made it worse. So those two major political parties, they are not interested in any of them. Any other leader they feel has the personality to do the job, however party, whatever party you find yourself, you see people coming out to vote for that person.
Let me take this call from Kayode. Kayode, are you there? Hello, Kayode, you're live. Go ahead, please. Don't listen to the TV. Wait. Okay, I think we lost that call. Let's take a few comments on social media before we run off.
I haven't seen much, but I wanted to quickly highlight a little of what Tope said initially about the fact that we are now focusing on the Nigerian democracy is more about stomach infrastructure. And you were saying it's not going to change now. I disagree. I believe that we need to start putting our foot down. So when, instead of collecting the bag of rice and the Milo and the palm oil, you would ask that your primary healthcare center is taken care of, because if we have those things sorted, first of all, we will not have people who are begging for money to buy malaria drugs. We will not have people who are begging for school fees for their children if the educational system is sorted in such a way that the teachers are paid, the scholarships that are given to indigents are there, you know, everything is done. So if we keep saying that, because this person is a giver, let us follow him, that means we're still going round in circles, you know, and those things we're supposed to be holding our leaders accountable to do will not still work.
You see, when I hear people like you talk, and even many people that live abroad, they talk like you, exactly like you. Don't do that. You have to, and I hear it's very correct. But sometimes when you walk the streets of those poor people, just stay a day. I have somebody, I won't mention her name, that I had the opportunity to stay, just to allow her in my circle a bit and understand what she's going through. That kind of person, she needs a handout. You, as much as we're complaining that 5,000 is nothing, but that moment, that 5,000 means, so you're right. It's not about the handouts, but your immediate need first. So human beings will say, feed me today. They now tell me about how I cannot be objective. So you are right, but we need somebody who can do both. You can fix. It's about feed, but yet, because there's poverty in the land. People need these daily handouts. You're going to say, we have some comments.
Yeah, I've got. So Emmanuel here says, I listened to his debate. He's talking about Adeleke and scoped what I could on the internet on Adeleke and found nothing impressive aside his exceptional dancing skills. Unfortunately, I hope to be proved wrong, honestly, because it seems he is loved for loving's sake, not antecedents of performance. And that is what we're talking to, where people have just picked someone and decided, I'm going to go for this person.
But Prissy said something that the ones that have been that speaking well for many years, what have they done?
Yes.
He's speaking English. But this guy is dancing. He might dance us to glory. He simply might dance us to stay to glory. You never know.
Look, and also,
let me take this call from Italy.
Okay, go ahead.
Good morning, Henry. Are you there? Hello, Henry. You there? Go ahead, Bissy.
Yeah, I also think we should judge a book. You know, people see Tope. Tope is always dancing. If she becomes a senator now, she will dance in parties. She is not going to throw away that dancing.
That's not the same thing.
No. Hold on. So people who don't know Tope up close, who haven't, followed Tope to see what she's doing, may also look at her tomorrow when she comes out to contest and say, it's not that one that's always dancing on Instagram. But
have you seen this guy dance?
It's not the same.
Have you seen this guy dance? No, this guy dance. That dance.
He's a dancer. He has a talent for dancing. Right. But that doesn't mean he doesn't have a brain now.
No, we're not saying that. But a lot of people know Tope because they know her from her talking and then found out about her dancing. It's a different
Which
thing.
one did you start doing?
Collins Olaniyan says here that, for me, it was basically a case of undermining the media. Governor Oyetola didn't showcase his work enough. Hence the loss in the recent election.
Okay, let me take this call from Henry from Italy. He's still there. Good morning, Henry. Are you there?
Hello?
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Hello?
Yes, you're live, Mr. Henry. Go ahead, please.
Oh, good morning.
Morning, sir.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
I'm calling from Italy. Okay. Concerning the Osun State governorship election, really, the people of Osun really want Adeleke family. Because I remember 2018, he won. I was not for the court. And
because the first election, 2018, they were speaking about inconclusive election. I wish not for the inconclusive election. Adeleke really won. But this one, the Osun people really want this Adeleke. Talk about the people, what the people want. If they want Oyetola, Oyetola would have won.
Right. Okay.
Now, at the federal level, people are tired of the APC. This is not what the APC promised when they were coming into power. This is not what they promised. Just think about it. Most people, most Nigerians are fed with the APC government. Look at what happened in this NSAS protest. Up to now, no result as of it. The APC government wiped all evidence away without Nigeria citizens getting justice.
Thank you very much, Henry.
That's what I do.
Appreciate your call. We have to go on a break because we have to. I wanted to take a break.
He said, I didn't even notice stop her talking. Now dance as you.
That's not fair.
So, but congratulations to the governor-elect of Osun State. Congratulations to the Adeleke family. Congratulations to the people of Osun. They're happy they made their choice. And congratulations most especially to INEC, because Nigerians are watching, Nigerians are appreciative that their voices are counting. And they're hoping that in the coming elections, their voices indeed must count and their votes must count. So I think in a nutshell, people should understand that the PVC you have indeed is your power. So it's time for you to come out and vote your conscience as it works towards the bigger elections. That's going to break when we come back. Still on Osun, but this time with the former governor drama that happened in the US. Stay with us. We'll be right back.